Bon dia and welcome to Portugal. We are about to hike the Fisherman's Trail of the Rota Vicentina Network, and the coast you see behind me, that's what we're about to hike along for the next 10-11 days. We're here at the starting point a bit outside of Scenic. We stayed here already since yesterday, so let me show you a little bit and tell you something about the town.
Scenic is a seaside town known for its port, which appears to be Portugal's largest and deepest. But that's not all. It has a lovely old town, a 15th century fortress which you can visit for free, and there are also plenty of options to eat well, like this little Tashka here where we had delicious fish. And there is more Scenic is known for.
It's also the birthplace of famous seafarer and explorer Vasco da Gama. And while he's kind of a national hero here in Portugal, he also kinda invented colonialism. Tonight we're staying a bit outside of Scenic in one of these little huts here on this farm. They have horses and stuff, and it's a really cool place. So the hut is really cozy and amazing. Also back there is the beach, a really wild beach, and there is also a lagoon where we saw a lot of cool birds like cormorants and kingfishers and stuff like that. And we also got a jacuzzi over there, so that's our plans for tonight. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. As we start the trail, let me introduce you to the Fisherman's Trail and my history with it. The hike follows the Costa Vicentina and the Algarve from town to town. You can find predetermined stages or create your own based on your fitness level. As my last hikes were pretty intense, I really wanted to make this a relaxed one. And you can actually do it super relaxed. There are not many stages that have proper elevation, and if they are never above 500 meters a day. And the good infrastructure makes it perfect for people who want to enjoy a scenic but easy long distance hike, and also for beginners. Talking about beginners, on the exact day 8 years ago I hiked my own first long distance hike, the Fisherman's Trail. At this time still mixed with the historical way, starting in Santiago de Cacem and finishing at Cabo São Vicente. From this day I was hooked, and I since walked more than 4,000 kilometers in various countries and terrains. The Fisherman's Trail with its insane views of the cliffs and over the Atlantic Ocean was still one I loved to remember. Since then the trail got changed and prolonged. It got way more popular, and I got really curious how it is to walk it now, years later. So let's head right into the trail. So the sand is getting really deep here, which makes walking a bit harder. So yeah, I'm curious how long it will take us to walk these 30 kilometers today. But luckily this deep sand is not everywhere. It's rather the exception. Look at the view. Beautiful. And there are also some fishermen after whom the trail has been named. So in front of us we can already see Porto Covo, which marks around the first 10 kilometers. We're gonna have lunch there and maybe coffee, I guess. So welcome to Porto Covo. This town was actually the first town I reached when I hiked here the first time, because I started in Santiago de Cacem on the historical way, and then after 2 or 3 days I think even, you reach Porto Covo. Nice. As you can see, they are building a shitload of stuff. So we just had lunch, which was not as nice as I hoped it could be, but look at this. We're now leaving Porto Covo in the direction of Vilanova de Milfontes. Now we're walking along this really beautiful coastline. It's amazing, I love it. And behind me you can see Peachtree Island. I don't know why it's called like this. Maybe some of you know, so put it in the comments if you want. Over there is also some kind of fortress, I think. What you see here is basically the most
up and down that we do the whole day. So from time to time you cross these little rivers, creeks, and then you have to go down until the water, and then you have to get up again. But that's it. Overall there is no like bigger gain or bigger loss in altitude.
On the beach near Ilha de Pesejero, which itself is nowadays an important breeding place for various seabirds, stand the ruins of a 17th century coastal fortress built to defend this stretch of coast from pirates and naval attacks. Together with a second fort on the island itself, it was part of an ambitious plan to create a protected harbor here, one that was never finished. Today the walls are slowly being reclaimed by the wind, salt and sand.
It's like 2 in the afternoon and we made about 15-16 kilometers. And despite it being January, it's quite hot in the sun. Look at all this dramatic coastline. God damn it, amazing. I love it.
The last 10 kilometers before Milfontes, we often found ourselves in deep sand. Right hand side the ocean, and a view I just never can get enough of. Left hand side dunes with partly native plants, sadly mainly overgrown by invasives, but we will get to that later. For now, we just enjoy the awesome views and beautiful first day.
So in front of us there are the first views of Villanova de Milfontes. Look at the trail, I love the trail at the moment, and the light and the waves rolling in. So beautiful. Wow. Love this trail. Really nice view of the rooftop garden in our accommodation in Milfontes. Oh my god. Okay, so first day done. 30 kilometers. It was a bit tough with the loose sand, and if you have done the Rota Vicentina like me 8 years ago, was it always so much loose sand? Because my fear is that it got more popular and more people walk it, that the narrow and rather solid paths got like wider and the sand got a bit looser, and that makes it harder because I don't know, I definitely wasn't in such a good shape as I'm now 8 years ago, and I would have complained every day about the sand, I think, and I don't remember that. Was it always like this or did it change? If you know it, please let me know. Right, we're gonna take a shower now and then we're gonna have food. See you guys tomorrow. Good morning, welcome to day 2. We're just having some breakfast. Afterwards we're gonna continue the Rota Vicentina, the Fisherman's Trail. Maybe we can take a ferry boat. I'm not sure if it's open at this time of the year, but we will try to cross the Mira River. We're standing on the edge of the Mira River, and these are the ferry boats. I'm still not sure if they're operating. We will figure out right now. I could talk a lot about this river, but I don't want to take too much time of this video. I will link a video of Monsieur that I support since a couple of years. They're taking care about the ecosystem, about conserving a part of this river. And it's really interesting because it's a really unique ecosystem just up here. So, right, let's figure out if ferry goes. So in the end we found this nice guy with his little boat. He brought us over. Apparently the bigger touristy ferries are closed in winter, and this is like the only local provided. The last time when I hiked it, you have to cross this bridge over there, And the only interesting thing are these ruined buildings, because they have some nice murals on them. But overall it takes you roughly an hour, a bit less I think, it's 3 kilometers. It's a easy way to get over here. Nice, and you have a great view of Milfontes.
This stretch often led us along dirt roads and afterwards inland through some kind of tree tunnels, which is actually a fun part of the trail, and it also gives us a chance to take a glance into the biodiversity of the area. Walking the Fisherman Trail means moving through one of the wildest coastlines in Europe. The Costa Vicentina looks untouched at first glance, but its ecosystems are far more fragile and contested than they appear. Along the cliffs and sometimes more inland, building these interesting to walk tree tunnels, you will find Australian acacia. Acacia salicifolia and Acacia longifolia were introduced in the 19th century for dune stabilization and ornamental planting. They grow fast, spread aggressively, and change the soil chemistry, making it difficult for native plants to survive. What looks lush is often ecological silence, as insects, birds or mammals that depend on native plants don't find food in these acacia-dominated stretches. In contrast, the native flora of the Costa Vicentina is built for restraint. Low shrubs like rock roses, Mediterranean thyme and rosemary cling to poor soil and constant wind. The most enjoyable for the human eye, it is maybe between March and June when many of the plants bloom. Succulents and halophytes survive salt spray, while deep-rooted plants stabilize cliffs without overwhelming them. This slow, balanced growth supports life rather than replacing it. Luckily, there is still a lot of native flora left to explore. Some of them are even rare and threatened, like the sea daffodil.
They're sprouting! Beautiful, beautiful. They're all sprouting? Ha! I wanted to show the seeds, but they're all just sprouting. These are sea daffodils. They're blooming beautifully white in August, September. So these are the little seeds of the sea daffodils, and they are floating in the water, and that's how they get around. What a beautiful beach. Sometimes it really pays off not to only like always look forward, but to have a look back on where you're coming from, because the views in both directions are fucking amazing.
Soon we arrived on the beach next to Almograve, where we expected a waterfall due to a misleading Google Maps entry.
Look at these amazing rock formations. So beautiful. We didn't find this waterfall yet, but maybe we do later, and if not, then maybe we're just gonna jump in the ocean. But for now, we're gonna have a little lunch break.
So there is no waterfall, but there are absolutely unique rock formations that are worth a stop. They are primarily schists and greywackes, originally sedimentary rocks deposited during the Carboniferous period over 300 million years ago.
That was a refreshing bath. It's really cold. Now we're on the last couple of meters until Almograve, and yeah, so a short day today, only like with the shortcut we took with the ferry, like only 12 or 13 kilometers, a very easy day, which is good after yesterday, which was quite tough. I hope we're gonna get some amazing food today, because yesterday all our food choices were rather regrettable. Bon dia. This is day 3 on the Fisherman's Trail. We're just leaving Almograve. Just had breakfast, pastel de nata, a sandwich, coffee We'll hike about 21 kilometers, I think, until Zambujeira do Mar. Is that right? Is Zambujeira the goal today?
Oh, they change.
Nah.
No, I'm completely lost. I don't know.
You don't know where we are. Okay, good. Okay, we will figure out where we sleep tonight. It's sunny so far, but that will change at least tomorrow. For today, I think we can enjoy the sun a little bit. I love sand dunes. I also love deserts. And my next journey after this trail will lead me to Jordan. And I will do the southern part, nearly 400 kilometers through the Jordanian desert on my own. So it will be sandy and way drier than here. It will be a real challenge, and if you don't want to miss that, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the views today are insane. Look at all this. It's like every 2 or 3 minutes you got insane views. I hope I somehow can catch it with the camera so that you can get an idea how beautiful it is. This is why I came back after 8 years, because I always remember these insane views. So here we have a huge colony of the pine processionary moth, caterpillar, whatever. As the name says, they feed on pine trees. They are native here in the Mediterranean area. They are moving because they are like benefiting from climate change. They're moving northwards, so they can already be found in parts of Austria, Germany, and even Switzerland. They are so on the rise in southern Europe that they actually a big threat to pine forests and stuff. But there is one species that is also benefiting a little bit from them, and that's the Eurasian hoopoe, because this is one of the few animals, birds, that actually feeds on them. There are winners and losers in this process, and also they are they're pretty harmful for humans. So with their hairs, you can get really bad burns and itches. So if you find them, stay away from them. Crazy colors. Over there we saw some storks, and these are kind of special storks, and I'm quite sure we're gonna see way more of them. But just so you know, here on the Rota Vicentina, this is basically the only known stork colony that is nesting in cliffs. So we're stopping in this little town whose name I forgot, and we have a beer. I have a beer, and I will get some bifana. Just 12 more kilometers to Zambujeira do Mar. Today we see so many people. Like the first 2 days we didn't see many other hikers. Oh, I think the part from Porto Covo until Odesej is the most frequented.
So today is actually a really easy day. You see, we mainly walk the roads, but we still don't make much progress because I stop at every bird or animal that I see or any plant, and Anna stops at every mushroom we see. So we sometimes struggle to make progress, but it's really cool. We saw already a lot of pretty interesting stuff. I first thought that this stuff is just broken, but there's actually lichen creeping in. Also, we should take care because they're unstable cliffs. So if I remember right, all these steps are quite new because, like, I think 8 years ago, I remember there were no steps. At the end, there was just a rope attached because it was so steep to support you a little bit. And you would come down. I actually don't know. You would come down somewhere here. And now we're in this little fisher village. Up there are the boats, and up there are a few houses. So this is probably the most boring part of the whole trail where we're at now. This is a straight road and it's somewhere between 2 and 3 kilometers long. The positive thing is, after these 2 or 3 kilometers, we already in Zambujeira Doma. Zambujeira in the off season. A little bit dead. Also a lot of renovation work is done. This is like the pedestrian zone with this kind of square, and somewhere here, there is our accommodation for tonight. While you take a look at our accommodation, I'll say goodbye for now. This was just the beginning of a Fisherman's Trail adventure. Part 2 is coming soon. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And I hope to see you next time. Bye! Wow, nice. This is where the path continues tomorrow.